Hello, I am Jenner Tabancora Aliero, BSED English 1 student. This video contains about the different civilizations and their inventions that contributed in the science and technology. First civilization is the Sumerian civilization. It was an ancient civilization founded in the Mesopotamia region of the Fertile Crescent situated between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Sumerians are known as the creators of civilization, as modern humans understand it. They are the culture who gave us the first kingdom, empire, city-state, democracy, autocracy, pioneer in writing, school, religion, art, and literature. These are their inventions that contributed in science and technology. Wheel, cuneiform script, mathematics, irrigation, tools like saws, chariots, sandals, beer, sailboat, and calendar. The second civilization is the Babylonian. Babylon, the gate of the god, the most splendid city in the ancient world, stood on the banks of the river Euphrates in southeastern Iraq. In 2200 BC, Hammurabi ruled for 42 years from 1792 to 1750 BC. During his governance, many beautiful temples and places were built. He compiled the first law of codes in history known by his name Code of Hammurabi and discovered in Sosa, Iran in 1901 that contained 300 legal provisions. After his reign and death, the Old Babylon Empire lost its territory to invading Assyrians. Then 700 BC, Assyrian Empire controlled Babylon, and 689 BC, King Sennacherib ruined Babylon, but his son rebuilt after 11 years. In 626 BC, the leader of military, Nabopolassar, also rebuilt it, and he became the king, followed by the next kings who lead Babylon are Nebuchadnezzar II from 605 to 532 BC. In 331 BC, Alexander the Great controlled Babylon, and in 323 BC, his general Seleucus became the king of Babylon. Inventions that contributed in science and technology. The first map, cuneiform, agriculture, urbanizations, astrology, and horoscopy, the concept of time, the sailboat, the first wheel, the chariot, the study of mathematics, the primitive law, art and architecture. Third civilization, Roman civilization. The post-republican state of ancient Rome, a civilization that grew out of the city-state of Rome. Founded in Italian peninsula in 9th century BC, then shifted from a monarchy to an oligarchy, republic to a vast empire. This civilization contributed in the development of literature, law, art, architecture, religion, and language. Roman literature. It was influenced by Greek scholars and Latin, the language of the Romans. They made scholars, poets, and dramatists, includes the epic poems of Virgil, odes of Horace, political speeches of Cicero, and plays by Plautus and Terence. Laws of Roman. They were great administrators and framed laws based on customs and traditions. Were unjust for the poor plebeians. The Semvirs prepared code of laws that inscribed on 12 tablets of bronze and hung in marketplaces. Architect. Romans created concrete that provides strong building material for walls and vaults. They built the Pantheon temple for all gods, Because of magnificent buildings, Rome came to be known as Eternal City. Also in Rome, there was a public square called Forum, where around it was temples, courthouse, and other public buildings. Moreover, the roads that they built proves their engineering skill, and it helped to link nations by a network of roadways. Additionally, the Romans also built big pipes that carries water, also called aqueducts. Religions. Romans believed in many gods and goddesses, such as Jupiter, Mars, Neptune, Diana, and Minerva. So they built temples to honor and believe in hero worship. In the province of Roman Empire, Palestine was the place where Jesus Christ born. Then Constantine made Christianity as a state religion of Roman Empire. Egyptian civilization, the fourth civilization. As stated by History.com editors 2023, ancient Egypt in the Mediterranean world, it was the preeminent for almost 30 centuries, from its unification around 3100 BC to its conquest by Alexander the Great in 332 BC. Architects and engineers. Egyptians became the first users of stone in architecture, and artists covered tomb walls of the pyramid with superb paintings. The sculptures carved with large stone statues of kings and gods, called sphinxes. The statues are the Temple of Ammon and Great Sphinx. Religion in Egyptian. It has a viral place in Egyptian culture. They honor their god in nature and worship deities that represents the wind, water, sky, trees, and animals. God and goddesses that has animal heads that represent a particular quality and easier to recognize, such as God Anubis and Nun. Government in Egyptian civilization. It had social classes: upper class, middle class, and lower class. Upper class were those royal family, rich landowners, priests, government officials, and doctors. Middle class were those merchants, manufacturers, and craftsmen, while the lower class were those unskilled laborers. Ancient Egypt was a kingdom owned by god-king officials called viziers that helped the king govern. Also, they act as mayors, collectors of tax, and judge. Egyptian civilization was the first civilization to have a fully organized central government. They developed a good style of art and architecture, which reminds the glory of ancient Egypt. They were the first to use stone in architecture. They introduced the first solar calendar of 365 days that based on the annual flooding of the Nile and used for agricultural operations. All of these things gave birth to a civilization that arose 5,000 years ago in Egypt and flourished for more than 2,000 years, making it one of the longest lasting civilization in history. In addition to Egyptian civilization contributions, they also invented the world's first paper and ink, water clock that tells time during night. Moreover, they discovered the world's first medical diagnosis, and they evolved mathematics. The fifth civilization is the Indian civilization. Indian civilization, earliest known urban culture of the Indian subcontinent, one of the world's three earliest civilizations, along with Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt. It was noted for its cities built of brick and its roadside drainage system. The history of Indians begins with the Indus Valley Civilization and the coming of the Aryans. These are the inventions that the Indian civilization contributed to the science and technology. The binary numbers, the number zero, cataract surgery, the heliocentric theory, plastic surgery, rollers, Fibonacci sequence, Watt's steel, Chakravala method, the decimal system, Ayurveda, zinc smelting, sugar cultivation, and chess. The sixth civilization is the Chinese civilization. Qin Shi Huang harmonized various kingdoms in 221 BC and ruled them all. He established the standard writing system, money, weights, and measures, and he built beautiful places. He taught education for the common people, took time away from growing crops. Qin Shi Huang died 210 BC after he drank a potion that he thought it would give him an eternal life. Qin Shi Huang also built the most famous Great Wall of China, connecting the many different walls in China. Chinese civilization invented different things that contributed in science and technology, such as compass, gunpowder, printing, boat rudder, kites, and paper. That concludes my video. These civilizations have a great impact in shaping science and technology.